The first thing about Yale that's so impressive is the scale of it.
The undulations on such a Jurassic scale makes this place unbelievably fun to play.
Big. That's the first word. It's the scale of Yale. Sound like I should write a poem. The scale of the place is off the charts.
The hills are bigger and the bunkers are deeper and bigger than pretty much any of Raynor's other courses.
And it's a big site. It was really, you can imagine it was a very difficult site to build on with all the rock and the elevation and the changes. And I think that Raynor and Macdonald captured the scale beautifully. And, so they've got big greens, deep hazards, big, broad golf holes.
They did not hold back, and they could move earth in a way that created all sorts of interest. They were geniuses when it came to making land puzzle for you to solve.
They made a big point of saying that they wanted it to be a physical test for the students. And when I say physical, I don't just mean hitting the ball square. It's like walking up and down the hills and everything. That was like promoted. That's something you don't want to neuter, and yet they have neutered it some in the interest of maintenance.
And unfortunately, what has happened over a long period of time is that scale has been diminished by the growth of the trees and basically the forest encroaching in on the golf course. And I think if they would just focus on, even if it would be great to get all the features restored properly, but even if they weren't able to do that, just get the picture frame back out where it should be so that the scale of the golf hole matches the scale of the property.
There's a couple of holes that I've always suspected there must have been a lot more going on in this hole originally. 16 is one. It was a short par 5, and the green is small and flat by the standards of everything else there. And I just think, well, there must have been something different here at some time. And the third hole, which is a wild little short par 4 with a ridge sticking in the fairway, the green site was moved at some point. It originally was like a wild punch bowl, or even like a double punch bowl, I've heard it described. They built that golf course in the 20s, blasting the tops of a ridge to build a green. Some pretty intense construction for those days. But they could only do so much with it, so it's still super dramatic compared to most of the courses in that day and age because it was built on such a rugged side.
I love just the scale and the movement of the property. It's like National Golf Links. It's amazing to look at, but it's absolutely incredible to play.